You didn't start an email list because you're bored. You started one because someone told you. You need an audience. It's your content, your voice, your people. And they're right. Not rented space, not algorithm luck, not hoping a platform doesn't disappear overnight. So you open an email platform thinking, okay, this is it. I'm going to get my stuff out there because this is where my audience finally lives, with broadcast or sequence or automations, forms, landing pages. And at first, it feels clean, simple, creator-friendly. But then you actually start using it, using ConvertKit, now called Kit. And you're tagging, segmenting, building flows, trying to understand what's happening behind the scenes. And suddenly you're asking yourself, is this tool empowering creators or quietly assuming I already know what I'm doing? And that's what we're breaking down today. Hey, it's Caitlin. Welcome back to GBRLIFE Reviews, where I test the tools, platforms, and systems so you don't waste your time, your money, or your energy. Just mine. Before we dive in, just like you, I'm a creator, a business owner, and a working parent. So I think I speak for all of us when we all say we don't need email marketing magic. We need something that works in real life, something that helps talk to our audiences without turning communication into a full-time job. That's why today we're trying to determine if ConvertKit is actually creator-friendly, or checking to see if it's just a simple-looking email marketing tool that you're not going to really need, and it's just going to complicate things more. So let's get into it right after my intro while you like and subscribe. Or, of course, skip ahead using the chapters.
Welcome to GBRLIFE. We'll talk big love, everything in the mix. So bring your bold, your bright, your home now, babe. This is GBRLIFE. Ooh, this is GBRLIFE.
So what is ConvertKit? Well, it's an email marketing platform, and it's built specifically for creators, not big corporations, not enterprise sales teams. So that makes it a little different immediately. It's for creators, writers, YouTubers, podcasters, course builders, small brands. But ConvertKit is not a CRM powerhouse or a full business operating system or a content management platform. It's an email-first tool. And that matters because ConvertKit focuses on email broadcasts or automations and sequences and subscriber tagging, basic landing pages and forms. The goal isn't complexity. The goal is clarity, at least in theory. ConvertKit's entire system is built around tags, not lists. Instead of subscribing people to multiple lists, everyone lives in one audience, and you organize them with tags like downloaded freebie, watched a webinar, customer, interested in parenting, interested in true crime, anything you really want to say that is your little group of humans. That sounds like they're children, but aren't we all children deep inside? Either way, it's powerful because that's what we need. We need to be able to group our audience into what they're looking for. But that's where the confusion starts because ConvertKit assumes that you understand how tags interact and how automations trigger and what happens when someone clicks something and what happens unless you tell it to. There's no hand-holding here. It's clean, but it's not intuitive for everyone. So let's take a look at actual ConvertKit, again, now called Kit, and let's discuss what I liked and what I didn't like. First off, what I liked. We are now inside of ConvertKit. Now, right off the bat, this is not my first time in here, but it is my first time with another email because I had already done a 14-day trial previously, so I used another email, and here I am. And what you're seeing is when you first log in and start that free trial, so you're going to kind of see exactly what I'm seeing here. It'll ask you a couple questions, that They need to know, for example, what are you here for kind of thing. Who are you? What do you need? That's not like that, but they're just asking, are you a business owner? Are you a creator? Are you a entrepreneur? I don't really understand the difference between the two. You let me know in the comments, what would be the true difference nowadays between an entrepreneur and a small business owner? Truly, what is the difference? Because I feel like a small business owner is an entrepreneur. So I don't see it. Let me know in the comments below if you really understand the difference and can explain it to me like I'm 5. Either way, you see this in the beginning and they're automatically telling you what you can do and kind of help you go ahead and get it done. Connect your API, build your email opt-in forms, customize your email templates, create your automated email campaigns, put customer journey together with automations, connect and test, which is always great. I always love it when they let you test it first. And then you can sync subscribers one at a time. From here, after you do all of this, and this is really great if you're doing something like bringing it in from MailChimp, which you can do that. And that's one of the things that it's actually saying to do that, to migrate it over. I said, oh, I have MailChimp. That's who I use. And I'm also going to say MailChimp is also not beginner friendly in that capacity. There's a whole lot that can be done on all of these types of tools, and it's not the easiest to find it all. But okay, so first thing, you do that. Say you bring in all your people. Now you want to start writing everything. And then you go over to that start writing, and then you see you can add in a template and start from there. So they make it easy to start. And these starting points allow you to automatically get what you really want out to your audience as fast as possible. So what's nice here is that the email delivery you can see, like I'll just click on this one, it's pretty solid, right? It's already showing an option for you to get in here and quickly get this done and get you back up and running quickly. But I mean, it's a template. So what can it do overall, right? And I think that's one of the biggest issues that people will have with platforms like this is that you're coming in here and you're going, oh, this is really great. I can quickly add in all this, but how do I do my RSS feed? How do I send out my products? Well, I did find a few places. You can browse all your subscribers here. You can create landing pages and forms. You can do your creator profile, recommendations. You can send your broadcast sequences, check more email templates, snippets. And here's where the automation happens. And that's something I really like. ConvertKit actually has good automation options. You've got visual automations, rules, apps, and RSS. RSS obviously is a great way to automate your life. If you have a blog, for example, you're not sitting here trying to take that blog post every single time and add it to your email to let everybody know that you did it. No, you use the RSS feed. It's the latest. It sends it out to everybody if you're doing that once a day or once a week. Either way, the RSS feed is going to find that for you and it's going to add it to your email. So they do have that automation option. The other thing they have are apps. They are able to connect with a lot of different apps. Canva, Shopify, trying to think of like the big ones, Linktree, Pinterest, Wix, IFTTT, or IFT. I don't actually know how to say that one either. I actually did a video for this one and didn't know how to say it at that time either. So we are still in the same boat, and that was probably a year or two ago. So if somebody knows how to say that, let me know in the comments below. Ooh, Notion. So you have a lot of abilities to grab things that you normally do and bring it into your emails and send it out to your audience. And it's bringing a way to bring it all together through your emails. And then the other thing you can do is your products. You've got paid recommendations, your payouts, tips, and products. Now, here's the thing about products. This is both good and bad. And it's actually something that I am not the biggest fan of, that I'll say MailChimp does something very similar to it as well. They kind of have you adding in your products more on the manual side, and then you add that to your email. You would go add your product information, and then you'd go back over to your templates, and from those templates, you would be able to add in those products. And let me actually see if you're at your starting points. Oh no, none of them actually say specifically for products, like if you're trying to sell something. But I'd say something like this might work. Yeah. And then you'd be able to update this column here and add in some of your buttons, because my husband always makes fun of me because I would say button instead of, I'm thinking of Martin Lawrence. Anybody else watch the Martin Lawrence show when you were a kid? I did. Was it appropriate? I don't know, but I watched it and I enjoyed it. It was a great show. Martin Lawrence. Okay, so I don't know if that's going to tag me for anything because I'm saying a celebrity name, but it is what it is. So it was a great show. And, you know, we all love Fresh Prince around here as well. That was a great show as well. Living Single. These are shows I watched. Now, the main show I like to watch, though, one of my favorites, other than I Love Lucy, was The Golden Girls. And I love to see that they've come back into everyone's world. They're still there. I do my little marathons. Okay, but about ConvertKit, or Kit, we have buttons, recommendations, and here you add that product. I wanted to also add the link group is really nice because then you can add in a lot of different things from your website if you have a personal website to do that. And it would work with a lot of different types of websites, especially things like, you know, your Etsy sites, maybe like different categories. And then you also have the other fun stuff like TikTok and X and stuff. Like you can put your social information as well so people can find you in other places. So it really has it all right there. And that's, again, coming from those apps. That's what I was saying. You can add in all of this stuff over to your wonderful email. Okay, so in addition to that, you don't have to figure it out all on your own because one of the things I said was that this isn't easy, right? So you'd go over to your documentation, your community, you've got your creator university. I mean, this does integrate really well with practically everything. I mean, if you think about it, look at how much it has. You have not that many templates, but at the end of the day, how many templates do you actually need? Plus your creator profile, so you can update information over here and then make it so that this is what you're going to essentially provide to other people. It's that profile, like a brand kit. And that's your profile that you're adding in over here. And then you can go over to your subscribers and bring in those subscribers. I already said I had MailChimp. Landing pages and forms. If you go over to create a landing page, it's a great way to get people to input all their information. And I would say this is a fantastic option for people who have courses that they're trying to sell, or like a service, basically, not necessarily just a course, but those who are selling your services. These landing pages, I mean, you use this, you put that in your link in bio, and ta-da, you're good to go. And of course, it has all of these different templates. So let me just select one so that you can get an idea. And then you just update it as you kind of want to. The other thing are forms. There we go. And you have the opportunity to do the inline, modal, slide in, or the sticky bar, which already is a lot better than a few other tools out there that don't ask you which format you want to add this to all the people on your site. You just have to use it, and that's it. And that's not fun. I love this one too. Those are some of my favorite ones where you're still able to look at all the content, and they just have that, oh, do you want to add your email in from the top portion of the page? And oftentimes too, because it's right there, it's like, if, oh, I really like this and I really want to give them my email, I'm not sitting there like searching for it. You just go in and choose that one. But that's me. That's what I like to do. The other thing they have, other than those products, is your tips. So you can set up tips. So for those of you who are doing a service and you're saying, oh, what is the platform called? Buy Me a Coffee. You can do stuff like that. And instead of using that, you just do it directly through your email. And people can provide you tips in that way. And now they always have access to the email information and you always have access to them. That sounds really creepy, but either way, it's not in a creepy way. It's just in a normal way. So this is pretty much all the different things that I see that it's doing. But again, there's probably way more that it offers. And that's the part of all of this that I'm going to start talking about. The negative, what I don't like, the learning curve. There's so many things that this does. I would not suggest just jumping in and doing it and creating it and going, I would heavily suggest actually watching YouTube videos and different things to see how can you best, you can see actual automations. How can you best utilize the RSS feeds or your apps? How do you create the if this, then that, to make that work best, especially the automation side of it, because there are always optimal ways to really make this stuff work for you and your audience. And some of the best ways to figure that out is actually watching other people doing like actual tutorials on these things, or going over to their documentation or Creator University. Sometimes they show you those videos directly through that. The other thing that I don't really like is that I did say you can kind of do things however you want, right? But if I go back over to the main page and start the writing, that means I kind of have to do all of, like, okay, I pick from one of these and now I have to do all of the customization. I don't like that. I think that just makes it a lot more cumbersome to make it, like, it's great to be able to do it completely on your own. But I wish there was more to it than just this tiny little email and now I have to do the whole thing. It would be great. There's a product right here and, adding in the socials, and all I'm doing is kind of updating versus literally going in to add in all of this information exactly how I want it. So that's one of the things I don't really like here. So it's very involved straight away. And then there is no analytics in any of this. There's no way to know, okay, you do have your subscribers and you can import all of that stuff, but it's probably just going to tell you who opened your stuff, and that's basically it. It's, I think, one of those situations where this could give a lot of information about your audience, and yet you're not going to get it because it's more geared towards making it very easy for you to send out amazing emails and collect emails than it is to tell you about who those subscribers are, which is not a bad thing too. Privacy matters, but so does patterns. And as business owners or creators, we all want to know, what do you like? And sometimes, unless you're directly saying it to us, we are, updating this or trying this out or changing this up thinking, oh, everyone doesn't seem to like it. Meanwhile, you loved it. So if you love anything, make sure to tell the creators you watch that you love it so they can keep doing the things that, you absolutely love. Especially when we see like a whole bunch of people are liking, we're like, oh, okay, this is something everybody wants and actually likes. But the other thing is, I hate to say it, the cost. So let's go ahead and talk about what the price actually is with all of this. Okay, here it is. Here's the pricing and plans. And you see the sad face because there is the opportunity to get free. Then it goes up to $33 a month. And that's only if you pay yearly. If you go monthly, it's $39. So we're talking about, for most people, you're going to go with the paying monthly. This is for only up to 1,000 subscribers. So once you go past 1,000 subscribers, this number goes up. So you better be selling something in order to be paying that $40 a month. And then you have your pro for $80 a month, again, for 1,000 subscribers. So what's the difference? For your automation, you get, under the creator, everything. And then for Pro, what's going on here that you're seeing the difference of is if you have multiple things, like for example, GBRLIFE has the clothing line, Mama Koala. I do not give everybody everything off of from GBRLIFE and Mama Koala all the time, just bombarding everybody with both items, both businesses. So if somebody goes and buys something from Mama Koala, I'm not going over to your email and saying, hey, did you also want to see my blog? Did you want to see my blog now? What about now? That's annoying. You came over to buy an article of clothing, you enjoyed it. I'm going to send you things about that article of clothing. You're going to get fun things about just clothing because that's what you did, unless you want both. That's why I also do things like selecting, hey, what group of humans do you want to be a part of? So anybody who's creating these things, always make sure to do that. Make sure to ask the actual audience, like, what group do you actually want to be in? So be nice about what you name them. But that's where you would go with your pro. You're looking for the opportunity to do multiple at the same time and making sure that everyone in the audience is getting what they need. But you do creator when it's like, oh, this is my thing. I'm just doing GBR Life. I just want to send you all the information about GBR Life. You've got the one, but you have all this content to give to people. There you go. There's your creator, and you have unlimited everything. On your newsletter, all for free. It's all sunshine and rainbows until you need to do an RSS feed. It's not there. And that's a big deal for us bloggers who also have the blog portion. Because how else are you going to find out about the companion blog for this if I don't put it in an email and also in the comments below and in the description so that you can go and, hang out and read all about everything I'm talking about again. So that's important. And that is the pricing. Hopefully you understand that the pricing is both awesome with your free side, but also insanely expensive once you hit the money aspect of things. That's not cheap. $40 a month and $80 a month. Yes, I rounded up $1. It was $1. And for those of us in the United States, we're paying taxes. It's going to be it's going to be over 40. It's going to be like, that math. So it's that math, which brings us to the question, is ConvertKit worth it? It is. I will say it is. It is worth it, but only for those who rely on email, YouTubers, podcasters, course creators, writers, people who want clean systems or flashy tools. And it's not going to be great, though, for anybody who has a complex business with sales teams or data-heavy marketers or brands that need visual control or people looking for an all-in-one platform, because remember, it's just email. And that's why it has some serious clarity in that aspect, but no real depth. And because of that, when we go into the GBR Life rating, I'm rating ConvertKit a 3.5 out of 5. And it earns this because while it is reliable and it respects creators and it's simple email and it scales cleanly, it loses some serious points because the learning curve is understated. I mean, there's a lot, and you got to do a lot in there to understand what you need. It's, a lot on you to have to just really go in there and understand what you need to do and practice and get it to be seriously optimized for your audience. And then also the design flexibility is a little limited. You're within that template and only what that template can do. And then it also loses a few points because, oh my God, the cost. That's very high. No, change those prices. This is not the greatest economy right now, and we have some prices that need to go down as a whole. Kit, please lower your prices. Let us all use your tools. It's a little bit on the high side. No. So now I want to hear from you. Do you want your email platform to do everything, or do you want it to do one thing really well? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want to say below about how expensive it is and go, no, I understand that. Go ahead and say it below as well. But do we like ConvertKit? That's the point. Let us all know in the comments below because everybody's reading your comments to see if this video is actually a good video. It's a good video. It is a good video. Did that hypnotize you? No? Well, either way, that's it for this week's GBR Life Review. But you can keep this party going with the companion blog that I did mention on gbrlife.com. The link is in the description and in the comment section below. But also, for more honest, no fluff breakdowns, check out GBR Life Reviews playlist that has my review from last week on Firefox. Is it a great browser still? Or has it been left behind by all the new options out there? Well, you'll find out when you watch it. And remember, with everything on GBRLife.com and my fabulous Mama Koala clothing line, which you get 2 separate emails for, you don't have to be without GBR Life in your life. Now go watch another review or check out the companion blog, and I will see you in the next one. I'm going to try the hypnotism again. Woo! Bye.